Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about if I were a newbie in the oil and gas industry in 2025 and I have no connections whatsoever, like I have no family in the oil and gas industry and just no connections. How do I get in? Before we get to the content, please be sure to like this video, subscribe so you can get more content in oil and gas and professional development topics, and please be sure to comment on the video below so I can incorporate your feedback into future videos. Please be sure to hit that notification bell when you do subscribe, because I upload way more than I used to. Well, let's get to the content. As I mentioned before, for someone that is a newbie in oil and gas, what exactly he or she must do. I need to define what exactly a newbie is if this is your condition right now. So, for example, you have no family in the oil and gas industry. You are looking to get an internship or a full-time role in the oil and gas industry and you have no prior experience. And the other thing is you may not have had the circumstances to where you could have looked for an internship or full-time experience because you had other responsibilities. So you may be wanting to figure out like where do you start and have achieve that balance. So I'm here to talk to you today about that. And I'm going to go through a step-by-step guide as far as how can you achieve your goals in order for you to get your big break or foot in the door in the oil and gas industry. I'll also let you know that this is not going to be an easy task. This is going to take some work. So just because I say it doesn't necessarily mean it's easy. It's easier said than done, right? So my suggestion is to take this advice coming from somebody that hasn't had connections in the oil and gas industry, but has built her following to where it is today, and it's keep going. So take that for what that is, and I am just a single opinion. Okay, let's get to it. First of all, you're a newbie in the oil and gas industry. The first step that I would do is I really want you to figure out what exactly your goals are. Is it you want to just get any job in the oil and gas industry? Is it I want to have a stable life, a stable family, I want to be able to do the things that I want to do? I'm using oil and gas as a means to an end. You need to figure that out on your own. If I were you, I don't know if you want to close your eyes or write this down on a piece of paper, but write down what your end state is like. Not like death or retirement or anything like that. But what would you like to be once you achieve your foot in the door in the oil and gas industry? Is it stability? Is it a better reputation? Is it more education? Think about it. And the reason why I'm asking you this is that there's so many other ways to achieve an approach to get where you need to be. There isn't a single silver bullet path. And I'm here to provide you those resources, or at least a perspective on what those approaches can be. The thing I'd like for you to do is that once you figure out what you want, then start figuring out where you're going to get it. My suggestion is that if you have no experience in oil and gas and you want to get your foot in the door, you may want to consider some education in oil and gas. Now, if you're pursuing some education in oil and gas, if you're watching this video, chances are you are a fresher or you are somebody that is in a university pursuing oil and gas, thinking about oil and gas. Think about where you are at the moment. And depending on how much oil and gas education you have, think about how much more investment you need to make into your education. And then start doing your research as to how else you can achieve your goals. So with that being said, the first society I can think of if you are taking a petroleum engineering route is the Society of Petroleum Engineers. Join the student section or student chapter. Join a professional section if you're about to graduate. If you're a geologist, if you're more geological bent, American Association of Petroleum Geologists, Society of Exploration Geophysicists. There's tons of geological societies. If I were you, go check those out. If you're local to Midland, West Texas Geological Society. Do some research on what kind of professional societies are there. And then once you do that, look at the events that those professional societies have and show up to those events. That will help you proliferate your education and at the same time help you meet new people. The third step that I would suggest for you to do, whatever your goals are, is that start connecting with people that are in those professional societies or start finding a mentor. Now, a mentor can be somebody that is a little bit ahead of you in steps of the way. They don't have to be the CEO of a large oil and gas firm. They just need to know how to be able to share the necessary information for you. So, for example, my mentor is a consultant. Is a consultant in oil and gas. And my very first mentor in oil and gas just answered to the one cold email that I ended up getting after the 20 cold emails that I sent out. So he was definitely more than a few steps ahead of me, but he introduced me to the Society of Petroleum Engineers. And that's how I get my break into networking and learning about what the next steps are going to be. And then I found more mentors along the way. It was a choose your own adventure after one mentor after another mentor after another mentor. So if I were you, go ahead and find a mentor, find somebody that's a couple steps ahead of you, find someone that is going to invest in you and that is going to give you the advice that you need in order for you to take the next steps. Once you found your mentor, the fourth step that I'd suggest for you to take is that you keep in touch with your mentor and you put in the work that you need in order to achieve your goals. So for example, if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for internship opportunities, ask your mentor what is the best way to seek those internship opportunities, and what is the best way to seek your job opportunity, or what is the best way to achieve the stability. Your mentor will give you some advice on what things to look at. There are tons of job boards on petroleum engineering. Some of the ones that I've seen a lot of oil and gas jobs for are your typical job boards like Indeed, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter. You have all of those. But then the other suggestion that I would give is make a list of companies of where you want to land your internship in. Make a list of target companies and develop a marketing plan for you. Your marketing plan is like a one-pager listing all your dream companies that you ever want, and then convert that to an Excel spreadsheet where you have all the companies that you want, a contact that you want to reach out to, not necessarily a recruiter of the company, but someone who's a hiring manager or decision maker. And LinkedIn can help you figure that out, or your mentor can help you figure where that can be, their potential, their email addresses, and then keep track of whether if you have made contact with that particular company or not. Then the next step that I would suggest for you to do, I believe this is the fifth step, is that once you made your list of companies and then consulting with your mentor about it, then you start doing the work. You start preparing your resume that is catered to oil and gas. You start preparing your materials those materials. Now you may be wondering, Yoshi, how do I even prepare an oil and gas resume? I can make another video on that too. But long and the short of it is that you put all your work, use all the tactics of what an effective resume is, 1 to 2 pages, your executive summary about you, what you're seeking, and then what impacts you have made, and then your work experience, then other projects that you've done. My biggest suggestion is to put put all your work experience on there, your most powerful work experience that would be pertinent to the industry, but state impacts, state numbers, state cost reductions, because people are going to care about two things in the oil and gas industry. Did you make money or did you save cost? And if you can write some numbers of like how many people that you looked over or have you managed, and how many efficiencies you've gained, and they don't have to be oil and gas related. Just make sure you state impacts. That way people know how much of an effective person you are. So that's my little bit of spiel on the oil and gas resume. So get your resume together, start sending out emails and start applying for jobs. And then on top of that, then what you're going to have to do is show up. And that's going to be the next step that I'll talk about. So the next step I suggest is then you show up. You go to the particular location you want your job at. You show up to those particular locations. You drop your business card. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, you got to make business cards too. Vistaprint is great in making business cards. But you can also make a dot card, because that saves a lot of paper. But people still like old-fashioned business cards. Back to what I was saying. You go back to you go to the location that you want to go. So it's Austin, Houston, Midland, Dallas, wherever. I'm just naming all the Texas cities because I'm from Texas. So, for example, if you're in Midland, you show up to Midland and then you go door to door and drop off your resume and business card and then ask if you can talk to an engineering manager and ask for some advice. That will make a huge impression on you for the engineering manager, knowing that you took the opportunity. Now, some warnings are going to be there where your admins are going to tell you like, oh, they're just apply online, find the positions online, apply online, and sometimes they're going to turn you away. And the truth is, some will turn you away, but some will still take your resume and your business card. The point is, you tried, and the worst somebody could say is no. Yes, admins, the executive assistants are gatekeepers for the time that they have to protect of the people that they are reporting to. But just remember that a piece of paper and a business card can go a long way if it lands on the right person's desk. The next step I would suggest is that try to get the contact information of that particular company, like the executive assistant's business card at least, and follow up with them every couple weeks or so. If you didn't get a chance to meet with the hiring manager or the engineering manager, geology manager, anything like that, keep in touch with them every couple weeks and keep them updated on your search. Even though that it's an email, more than half of them are not going to respond. The fact that you are still keeping in touch with them is a lot to building relationships. This industry is huge on building relationships. And trust me, building relationships is going to be the main key for you to do well in this industry. Then the next step I'd suggest for you to do is continue your time investing into volunteerism. So volunteering in the professional societies, consulting with your mentor, and trying to participate in different kinds of events, whether if you're a volunteer role, contributing volunteering role, or if you're leading an initiative, it's going to make a huge difference on a lot of people are going to see you. A lot of people are going to know who you are by name. And if you're in those circles and those professional societies, chances are people are going to know you on more than a first name basis. And if I were you, expand your network by going to coffee and going to lunches with particular people that you meet. And that's how you end up building and developing those connections. A bonus step that I'd like for you to do is like change your social media presence. So in my coaching sessions, I tend to go through one of the modules in social media presence. Change your LinkedIn. Make sure your LinkedIn and all your positions reflect the same kinds of impacts that you made on the positions that you have put for on your LinkedIn. Like all the impacts that you put on your resume, put that on your LinkedIn. Make sure it is up to date in terms of your job description and the jobs that you're currently seeking. You can put the open to work ribbon on there. I mean, feel free to do so. And then post on things about oil and gas, things that you're very interested in, whether if it's on the engineering side, geology side, AI automation side, anything that you can think of, just start posting. And then start engaging with other people's content respectfully and objectively. The 3 things you don't want to talk about are politics, religion, and sex, right? So you don't want to get into any controversial subjects. But I think that would be the best way to go to have a digital presence and have people know who you are that way. And then the final step is the rinse and repeat. You got to keep doing this until you get your first lead. And these are all the steps that I have told you or that I could think of in order to, at least for me, that's what helped me achieve a job. As someone who had no connections, I was able to develop a plethora of connections with the word of mouth from my mentor, by putting me in the right circles in SPE, by putting me in the right environments to proliferate my network in oil and gas, seeking the right opportunities. And now I'm able to go off on my own and be equipped with a large Rolodex of contacts that I can reach out to in order for me to get the work that I need. As usual, that's kind of the rinse and repeat that you got to do. Well, folks, that's everything that I wanted to share with you today. As usual, please be sure to like this video, subscribe so you can get more content in oil and gas and professional development topics, and please be sure to comment on the video below so I can incorporate your feedback into future videos. This is Yogashi Pradhan. I also go by Yoshi Pradhan. I run Iron Lady Energy Advisors, an oil and gas consulting firm. that focuses on reservoir and production engineering. So if you're looking for work, if you have work and I am looking for work, I'm your gal. I'll be posting videos more often, probably a one long video every other day at the frequency, or maybe multiple long videos. So I'm now that I have a lot more of my managing my own time now, I'm going to be putting a lot of great content out. So please support me with that subscription, with that like, and hitting that notification bell. And I really hope this content serves you, and it's very useful for you. Well, folks, that's everything that I wanted to share with you, and I hope you have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.